Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Just a quick live vlog today, and we're going to be talking about various things. But what I'd like to do is at some point talk about academy players and have a quick look. Hi Chadder, how are you, mate? Have a quick look. It's King, how are you, mate? Yo, where are you from? I'm here. Good morning, Yaya Torre. Good morning to you. Just wanted to a quick chat about the academy players, because obviously with all these transfer rumours and everything else, then we know there are lots of kids in and around the first team squad, been training with the squad for the last, 12 months and playing at the CFA. But some of them, sadly, I think will need to go out on loan at some point. Makund, hi, good timing. I'm getting bored of work. Yeah, perfect then. There you go. What time are you working till tonight? So what I'd like to do is have a chat, like I said, about some academy players in particular. Who I was going to do it yesterday, but as you saw on the vlog, it was really busy. I had other things that I really needed to do. Are you going to talk about Nabil Touazi and Eric Garcia? Yes, I will be. Touazi is one of the ones that's on there, and it's just really sort of questioning, really, O'Neill, what's going to happen to them, and whether they'll stay at City or whether they're going to, I don't know, go out on loan, and maybe they do need to go out on loan. Hi Andy, happy Saturday. How are you, Kiami? Good buddy. Over there in Canada. I hope the weather's better again. Still, I thought this weekend was going to be fairly nice, but it's still crap, if I'm honest with you. I couldn't work freelance as web developer, no fixed times. Oh, well, there you go. So you can take a little bit of time out, move away from it, and have a little bit of light-hearted relief and talk about Man City and things like that, and then crack on in your own time, can't you? Blue Heart, hi Andy, believe you've had some tremendous news. Really pleased for you. You deserve it. Thank you. Yes, not just one, a couple of pieces of very good news. So yeah, really excited about that. My kayak awaits. I won't be too long. I'll stop me. You know, that's not acceptable, Kiam. You're just basically rubbing it in for us over here in this absolutely awful weather. But enjoy your kayaking, mate. It won't be a long one. It's just a quick catch up with everybody, say hello, and yeah, I've got other stuff that I really need to crack on with. But as I said, do a live vlog every day wherever we can and things. But plus, there's going to be lots of other stuff which will be released at the right time. So let's just say that. Good afternoon, Philip Scott Shorty. How are you, mate? Brad Niblock. Hi, mate. How are you? How are you? Hope you're feeling better, mate. Now that you're back here, I know it's been a while, but all the very best from Man City Fan TV, and I really hope that you have a speedy recovery, buddy. Look after yourself. Chada, could you please create a Facebook page for Man City Fans TV if you didn't already? I think there was one. I think Ray did. Ray created something, but I'm just going to wait until the next phase of Man City Fan TV is out there, and then that's all going to be looked after and everything else. So yeah, we will be doing something with that. Orca's about, wow, what? Where you're kayaking. Bloody hell, be careful. You don't want one of them tipping up your boat, your kayak. Man, Caribbean, sunny and bright, fresh air, clear, warm waters. Oh man, I'm blessed. God, you are. You lucky bugger. I wish it was me, mate. Is it guitar lessons? Yes, it is, Blue Heart. I'm going to play you a tune, and that's it. That's the big announcement. Cancelo very close. Just minor details. Going to be our first signing in the summer, apparently now. Guess it means farewell to Danilo. Still not sure about. Been saying that now on here for the last 3 days. That Cancelo's really close, and nothing really seems to be moving forward with it. So I'll hold fire until it's done. There could be something else in the pipeline as well. Hi, Paul Murray. How are you, buddy? Simon McHale. Good afternoon, Andy, and all you lovely citizens. Hey, Andy, you seen all the bin dippers crying on Top Sport? That was so funny. I mentioned it last night in the vlog. Yeah, it's just pathetic, aren't they? Do you think Gabby Jesus will become a success at Man City? I'm erring on the side, yes, he will. Signed somebody already? Yeah, it's not happening, nothing yet. Please can we sign someone, says Owen. McCund, probably true. Who wants them to win anyway? Brad Neal, I haven't been able to join the lives, but I watched them all through when they've been uploaded. No problem, buddy. Just great to have you here, and glad to see that at least you're getting better, and that's the main thing. Kiam outside my window, mate. A pod after Seals, man. Really? Wow. Get some footage if you can. Send it to me. That'd be fantastic to see. Absolutely amazing. Blue Heart, are you linking up with the club to bring red hot transfer news? I'm not linking up with the club, mate. Martin Horsfield, has Pep to Juve been announced? It's 50. Well, I sent, I don't know whether you saw it, I sent Roger a message earlier asking him what's happening with the announcement with Monblano and official, and asking him why has he not posted any news about the Pep transfer today. I thought it was the 15th. Where are these? Where's this announcement? And nothing, not heard anything. Well, I haven't checked yet, but that was earlier, so not heard anything back. I'm sure he'll just ignore it. Danilo should stay. I'm with you. I think he's more of a flexible player, and you know, if we're going to get rid of Danilo for what, 20 million, 22 million quid, and we're going to spend 55, 60 million on Cancelo, it's a lot of money for, I don't know, potential really. But we'll wait and see, and we'll trust in Pep and Cheeky and Ferran to get it right. Nobody I know, mate. Brad Knight, do you know when tickets will be on sale for our Premier League fixtures? I don't, mate. Are you talking about season cards or just ticket sales? Ticket sales will come online prior to, if you're a citizen, prior to the games the week before, and announce what's free for you to purchase. Vinci, first place game is against West Ham away. This is a good game to start season. Yeah, very good game, and it should be a good game against West Ham. Goodbye, Pep. Thanks for everything. Yeah, I'm still getting emails, messages on Twitter about that video the other night. A kayak with a window. I think he means he's looking outside of his window of his apartment, and he's going to go kayaking. Afternoon, folks. Paul Standall, how are you, mate? Will Rodri sign? Don't know. There was a little bit of news, rumours again this morning that Rodri is trying to push through the transfer to Man City from Atletico. He seems adamant that he wants to leave. Not adamant, there was no quote that it was Manchester City, but adamant that he definitely wants to leave Atletico for a new challenge. And then this morning, the rumours again, and last night the rumours were about Ndombele, and that City are potentially linked with Ndombele again for around about £70 million. So their figures, Rodri and Ndombele's figures, are going to be in the same sort of ballpark region of around about 65 to 70 million quid. Now others have been interested. We know Tottenham have been interested in. Allegedly have been interested in Ndombele. I'm sure City could easily sort of blow them out the water when it comes to money, wages, etc. But whether that is being leaked by, you know, if it's true, City are interested in Ndombele, then basically what's happening, it could easily be City putting it out there to push the Rodri side and get his agent to say, look, you know, we're not going to give you that long. We're going to turn around and we're going to start looking at other players, and one of those players is Ndombele. So, you know, this time of the season, transfer windows, there's going to be a little bit of skullduggery from both sides. Agents trying to get players better wages at their club or sign a new contract, and likewise, you're going to get clubs putting feelers out there to certain journalists and publications to try and maybe push through the real person that they want. So the Ndombele one might be true. It might be absolutely nothing in it. But it could be also City basically pushing to try and get Rodri's agent to say, right, we need to move on this. Otherwise, we've done it before. We've walked away from players and just basically gone, right, okay, that's it. We're not waiting any longer. and set our targets on somebody else and gone after them. So I think they'll want to do it as soon as possible, one way or the other. And whoever is going to be the first signing, I still think it'll be Rodri, but it looks like things will move over the coming days. Yeah, buy Borford. When do tickets come out to buy? Tickets for what, it's King? For what tickets for what, mate? McCund and Edison, too, good riddance. How's it going, City till I die? Joseph Beatty, what's the news, buddy? Nothing really, I'll be honest with you. There's not a great deal out there. I could sit here and go through the whole rumour game and Mill again, and we're just repeating the same thing. Bruno Fernandes could come, but not. Rodri is. I've just mentioned about Rodri, and the rumours about Ndombele is back in the sort of public domain again, but we don't know who is pushing who for those type of things. There was the mentions yesterday about Cancelo, and somebody's just said it. I believe it's only the fine details. Well, we'll see when it's done. We'll see when it's done. You think Rodri's going to stay at Atletico? Really? Quite. I mean, he could do. He could easily do that. But I've just got a funny feeling. I've got a funny feeling when he's turned around and said that he wants to leave. You don't often see that. You often hear agents talking and things. But if he's gone to Atletico, if the rumours are true, and he has said, "I want to leave. I want a new challenge," then Atletico are going to have to get as much money as they can for him. So if City hit his release clause, then there's not a lot they can do. I might get on Dragon's Den a kayak with a window is a great idea. Yeah. This is getting boring. Can we sign a few players already? We don't. Yeah, it is Joseph. It's really difficult. It is very difficult, and I know everybody just gets really anxious, and you're thinking, oh my God, other people look like they're signing this player. If you look at it, nobody's really signed anybody of any significance yet. Anyway, I mean, if you saw Liverpool signing 4 or 5 players, I mean, you'll only have to look at the Liverpool rumours. All came about last week that they're back in for Fekir, and then suddenly, in an instant, no, they're not. They've come out and basically said, no, we're not going back in for Fekir. Know whether that's again a bit of spin, so that keeps his transfer fee low, and then they go in last minute. I don't know, but nobody else has really bought anybody of any significance. Let's say so. These things can drag on. It's not just as simple as going, here you go. Do you want to come? Here's the money and sign it. There's all sorts of contractual things that have to go on. You know what it's like with players' contract this day and age. They've got about 100 different things in the contract on image rights, bonuses, sponsorships overseas, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sure it takes forever to iron out everything. Are there any rumours City want to sign Calvin John, 17 years from Tanzania? Is it true? Kunam, I've never heard that one, I must admit. I've never heard Calvin John from Tanzania. I've no idea. Tell me more about him. Andy, you should play for City. I think you would make a great sweeper. You could sweep the car park and sweep the changing rooms. Cheeky bugger. Paul Standall, anyone slightly worried about Brazil and Argentina players playing at the moment? Don't want to. Yeah, I mean, that's always a big problem, isn't it? You're looking at it and thinking, oh, please, none of them get Fernandinho, Gabi. Obviously, we've got Sergio there, maybe Otamendi. We don't want any of them injured or seriously injured. Have I missed a lot? No, not really, mate. United have signed a new haircut. Brilliant. We should play Gabi in the left wing next season. Well, I mean, he can play there. He's flexible. We know he can play across the whole back line. Front line, he can play left, right, and he can even play in a 10, I'm guessing. He's a really flexible player. So I think, again, depends what's happening with Sane. City need a centre-back, especially if Nico goes. I totally agree with you, Owen. If Nico does go, I think we definitely need one. 100,000 for a 14-year-old, it better be good. I think it was just, I said it yesterday in the video that I did yesterday on the lad from Bolton. It's just a nominal fee. There's nothing in it. 14 years of age, it could be anything, it could be nothing. Let's face it, at that age, how many of them get professional contracts at 16? How many of them ever go on to, in the total bigger scheme of things, how many of them are released and never really go on and have a professional career? So seeing that Pogba is apparently willing to force a move to Madrid, public thought would not surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Yep, I'll be going to the testimonial. Yes. Joseph, have you seen our run of games from Liverpool away to Wolves? Seems rigged. Yeah, I mean, don't start sounding like a Liverpool fan about rigged and things like that. No, because they don't like it. They're just going apoplectic about the whole thing. Did you hear about the arena complaining about the music centre near the Etihad? Was that Blue Heart? Was that one talking about the redevelopment in David Crook's article? About the possibility of having a 20,000 seater music venue next to the Etihad. I didn't hear about the Manchester Arena, MEN Arena complaining, but it wouldn't surprise you, would it? I mean, clearly it's competition. How are you doing, Chris Lindley? How are you, mate? Did you see the pictures of Zinchenko in Puma kits? No, I haven't seen them, Mark the Blue. I've been busy all day, so I haven't really sort of like been trawling through those. Where were those images? You know, in the Puma kits, or were they like training kits? Where were those? Were they on Twitter or something, Instagram? Good afternoon, Ocean Rage. How are you? Manolas would be a decent South Dirt fan. I was mentioned and talked about him the other day, Owen. And I think the rumours were about 28 million quid, so very experienced. And yeah, I think when was that, Wednesday? I think it was. I did the vlog, and it was mentioned on that particular vlog about him. But it's gone quiet. There's been nothing else said about it. Pep looked pretty chilled out in the City. It's an interview, very chilled out. Yeah, considering that he's signed today for Juventus. He looked very chilled out. Some players are on the beach. They won't want transfer mid, and that's the thing. I mean, they need a holiday. They've gone on holiday. We know that the likes of Raheem Sterling's in Miami. We know that others are in, I think, Barbados or somewhere like that, or the Caribbean. We've seen the pictures of Bernardo and his mate in New York City. So they need to go away. All that stuff will be left with their agent. The agent will speak to the player. The player will say, just get me this, get me that, get me the other, or, you know, let me sign a contract. I'll sign it when I get back. I'm not doing anything now. So a lot of these things might be that players are on holiday and they've already had an arrangement with City that, look, when I come back next week or the week after, we'll sit down, we'll get together, we'll sign everything off, but I just need a few weeks away. Obviously, it's easy saying, well, we could just fly a private jet out there and do it there. And then, you know, they're on holiday. They don't want to be disturbed with all that crap. I mean, I'm sure the agent can agree everything, the papers can be printed, and the player, once they come back off holiday, can just, you know, go to the Etihad, sit down, have their picture taken with the shirt, sign on the dotted line, and then City can release it. But, you know, they're all out there doing their own thing and having a rest. Oi, oi, Gary Dineen, how are you, mate? You're in the gym. What are you pumping? Joseph B. Ellison was on the Bernabeu pitch earlier, showboating. We're going to miss him, absolutely. It's going to be terrible. Gabby scoring is good for us, I think. The others, a little worried for them. Yeah. What we're talking, well, we were just having a chat about different things, various things. We spoke about the Rodri and Ndombele saga. Some people were asking questions about centre backs, about Gabby Jesus, and hoping players don't get injured on international duty. Certainly the Brazil and Argentina players. So we were chatting about that, and we were also just somebody was mentioning about Manolas and the rumours that the other day that we did on the video, and nothing's really come of that. Serge Demio, hi Andy. Who do you think in the EPL is more deserving of the Ballon d'Or, and why? Bubblegum or Van Dijk? Bubblegum? Who's Bubblegum? Who's Bubblegum? Yes, the redevelopment. All right, okay. So that was talking about the music venue that potentially could be there next door to it. So yeah, clearly the MEN are not. Look, of course they're not going to be happy about it, are they? Because it's just massive competition. If you've got a 20,000 seater music venue just outside the city, with car parks, restaurants, everything else, it's like anything. But City, you know, we're well in with Manchester City Council and things like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if that does go ahead. Oh my God, I'm still awake to watch this. Julio, how are you? Won't be long, mate, because we're only going to do another sort of 10 minutes. I'm just going to have a quick chat shortly about some of the academy players that could go on loan or they could stay. The new night kit looks good, going off the new Brazil kit with a collar. All right, maybe they should have thought about that the last 3 years. What centre-back can you see a signing, Andy? I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, we've been rumoured with Maguire, but there's no way City will pay 90 million quid for him. No, I just can't see it. I really can't see it. So, who could we get that's out there? I don't know. Varane, maybe. City could potentially go in for Varane at Real Madrid. We could go in for Thiago. You know, there are lots out there. It's just we're only being rumoured really with this one particular sort of centre back, which is Maguire because he's English, but at an extortionate amount of money. Good to see you well, Chris Lindley. Liverpool won the easiest opening fixture trophy, another trophy in the cafe. Yeah, Andy, when is our pre-season matches going to start? Join the Cricket World Cup. King of assists. Oh, I've not spoke to you for a while, buddy. Wait for the new season. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I did post it to the Shanghai citizens. I did a video, or it was on Twitter. Sorry, I was looking at some dates the week before last, on it. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head. I'd be guessing if I said the 20th of July or something like that. I mean, I could bring it up and have a look. Let me just see if I can bring them up. Okay, it's the Premier League Asia Trophy. The dates are City play West Ham on the 17th of July. We then play Kitchi on the 24th. Kickoff, still don't know what kickoff is with that. We then play on the 27th of July, the Yokohama, at 11:30 kickoff. Then we go into the Community Shield on the 4th of August. So, yeah, I posted something on the Premier League were releasing tickets for this on their website, and somebody from, I think, the Shanghai Citizens group, I said that there were tickets still available and these were the prices, and they came back going, that can't be right. And I said, yeah, they start at something around at what equates to around about £10 and go up to like 20 something and 30 something and 46, and then go all the way up to like £250. And he said, oh, but that's not what the City website says. The City website says they start at like 68 quid or something. Anyway, I sent him the link and to the Premier League one, and he said, oh, brilliant, the £10 ones are gone, but the £26 or something tickets were still available. So he was going to spread it to all the citizens, Shanghai citizens and the other supporter clubs out in that region, and they were all going to buy their tickets actually from, so I was doing City a disservice, I guess, but they were going to buy the tickets from the Premier League website rather than the Man City website. So it's a bit odd that the Premier League website is releasing tickets for that. Still got tickets for around the 26 mark, but City were only releasing tickets from 48 and 68 or something upwards. So those were the dates of the pre-season games. Right, let's just have a very quick one, and then I'm going to just finish off with this transfer news on academy players and, you know, who could leave. And I'll ask you, do you think they deserve a chance around the squad, or should they go on loan? I've reserved my Yokohama Mariners of a City ticket, just need to pay for it. How much was it? What was the price, Julio? What was the price that you were, and who did you reserve it through? Was it through the website or the Premier League, or directly at the ground? Can you see us better in last season's achievement? Oh, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be very hard. Liverpool are going to improve. I'm sure we'll improve. Other teams will improve. Chelsea, I think, will get better. I think United can only be better, but how good they're going to be, I don't know. Spurs will be strong again. Arsenal will improve. So, can I see us better in, achievements? I mean, what are you talking about? Better in points tally? It's going to be tough. But a treble again, I mean, that would be some achievement. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to wait and hold fire on, let's see who we sign first, and then I'll have a think about where I think we might go. Julio, weekends without football is practically weekday. Yeah, it is. Do you believe we'll eventually win the Champions League? Yes, I do. Oh God, sorry, let me just go through. Andy, Sky Blue was Martin. How are you? Evening. First time I've been able to watch for 2 days because of the time. Yes, I saw your comment. Sorry about that, mate. I know it's late over there in Perth, so hope you're well, buddy. And thanks for at least coming on, even though we've got about 6 minutes left. It was about 5,500 yen. I'd have to my co-worker translate the website for me. I don't know how much that is, how much that would be in sterling, mate. I have no idea. Yes, I'm going. Panache, 100, what was that? So you're looking at what, about 50, 55 US dollars, something like that it was. Champions League is coming home, King of Assists reckons to the Etihad. What, next season? Vinnie Jones has a testimonial, yes, Hank. Next season. Right, let's have a quick look now. Like I said, I was going to do this yesterday, but I got wrapped up in the new projects and things for Man City Fan TV. So if we look at, this was an article I read yesterday morning in the MEN, and they were just having a quick look at some of the players. The first one obviously being Aaron Muric, and basically we know that he was sort of our Carabao Cup sort of hero throughout after Bravo got injured, but he's now being linked, and there was some speculation in, I can't remember which one it was now, but on Tuesday I think it was, that he has been linked with a move to Nottingham Forest on loan, so that he can get a taste of regular football. So I don't know, what are your thoughts? Do you think Muric should stay? Do you think, obviously we've got Zach, Stefan, and will he be given a chance, or will he be sent on loan and we keep Muric, and who's going to be number one? Oh, number one is Edison, but who's going to be number 2 and number 3 keeper? Do we keep Daniel Grimshaw as our number 3 keeper and send Muric on loan and have Bravo as our number 2? Or would Muric be happy being number 3? I think he probably needs game time, if I'm honest with you. Go out there and play. I know he had a few games and he's not done anything wrong when he played in the Carabao Cup. So I think he possibly needs game time. Go out there and play. That's my personal opinion. I'm happy about Muric leaving the Championship. It's his level. I agree. I think he does need. I think he needs games. If I'm being honest with you. What was that? Is the MEN any good? I heard full-time Devils calling it trash. Are we talking about the Manchester Evening News or the MEN Arena? I'm sorry, I don't, because we've been talking about the MEN Arena with before. I'm assuming if the full-times Devil are calling it trash. I'm surprised they are, because it's normally the MEUN, the Manchester Evening United News, because it's quite heavily biased. The Manchester Evening News, quite heavily biased mainly towards United. But I mean, you read the articles of Stu Brennan. Stu Brennan is the MEM's reporter for Man City, and he writes some great articles in there. Of course, they get lots of contributors to the MEN. As in the Manchester Evening News. So yeah, I mean, they're all much of a muchness. You'll get your good writers and you'll get your ones that are basically just contributors to the actual website. Let me just quickly go through. I hope City don't take Jet the Peg trophy because it was an extra. It's all right, I think, better than Liverpool Echo. Oh God, yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, these guys, I'm not posting an article talking about these people are going. Let's say they just were highlighting some of the players that maybe are going under the radar. We're not going to really talk much about them over the summer, because it's all going to be about transfer news. So Liverpool Echo is like the Book of Mormon. The next one is they talked about, it was Tosin Adarabioyo. Obviously, we know he was at West Brom. He seemed to we seem to do well. I mean, I remember listening just after Darren Moore got sacked, and I was listening to some Baggies fans on Talk Sport, and they were talking about there was a big uproar when Darren Moore got sacked, and he had all the people coming out saying, "Oh, he should have been given a chance." I personally thought he should have been given a chance. I think they were fourth, weren't they, when he got sacked? But listening to Baggies fans, they thought the football was absolutely garbage. They really did. They thought it was poor, even though they were in fourth. But they were talking about various players, and they said, and a few of the fans that were on Talksport talking about West Brom were saying basically that Adebayo had done decent. He'd had a couple of dodgy games, but on the whole, they were impressed with what he was doing there. So if you think on top of that, the likes of Eric Garcia we know he's going to be training with the first team squad next season. Well, that's one less place for the likes of Adebayo to come back into the fold and play. And he's certainly not, after a year in the Championship, he's certainly not going to be around the CFA Academy stuff. It's either going to be another loan move or, yes, Borussia, we're talking about Nemecha, we're going to talk about that shortly. It looks like it'll either be another loan deal or he'll be sold, because there was talk last year of maybe a loan possible sale to West Brom. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But as we know, Eric Garcia is going to be in the around the first team squad next season, and will no doubt play plenty of games in the cup competition. So he'll continue his development playing around with the likes of Stones and Laporte and others. Jack Harrison, who, as you know, just missed out on the playoffs, and it looks like he wants to say I think he's come out himself. I said this the other day. I think he's come out already and said that he would like another year at Leeds under Bielsa. So it looks like I think that satisfies everybody all round, really. Unless Leeds want to buy him right now, I think City will be quite happy. Just say go back on loan for another year. And if he's happy with that, then everyone's happy with it, and that can only help him with his transition. And if he has another great season, or if he has a great season coming up, who knows what his price might be, and then we can get rid of him. Lucas Nemecha. Well, the comment in here is basically that Alex Neil, the Preston boss, praised Lucas for his improvement, certainly over last season, and said that he's got the physicality, and he got used to the physicality in that division, and he's ready now for first team football. He said, now equipped with a full campaign under his belt, Nemecha can build on that next season with another loan move. So likewise, Brandon Barker also spent time at Deepdale and benefit for another loan spell away. So it looks like Lucas Nemecha won't be coming back to Manchester City, certainly not next season. But like somebody's just posted on there, they're talking about the fact that, if I can just, sorry, have I just closed it down? Bugger. I've closed it down, but basically Borussia Mönchengladbach are apparently very keen on taking Lucas Nemecha, because he is German, by the way, taking him to Borussia. Now, that I don't think that's a loan. I think that's going to be potentially a sale. So they'll be sniffing around, looking at him and thinking, how much could we get for him now? If you think, you've got to look at it and think the likes of a very, very highly rated Jadon Sancho left, but that was more along the lines because he didn't want to sign an extension. And he went for what, 8 million, just over 8 million. Then you've got to look at it and think we'd be lucky if we got 8 million for Lucas Nemecha, but you never know. The others would sold for 10. So I think around about the £10 million mark, if Borussia are willing to pay that, then maybe he'd be quite happy to go back to Germany, and City would be happy to sort of release him and let him go and wish him all the very best, because let's face it, I don't think he's going to come back to City. I think it's just loan move. All we're going to do is just keep loaning him until either one of these teams say, we'll pay you, 15, 20 million quid for him, and the chances are that's not going to happen. So Borussia is an interesting one because, like I said, he's German, could go back there. I can see the appeal. It just depends on how much they want to pay for him. Excuse me. His his brother, younger brother Felix, as we've seen a couple of times last season in academy games. He had a really, really good season at youth level, and he he could step up to senior level if he was obviously to leave the academy, City Academy. Then City would have to. They're saying that basically City would have to be very, very careful about who they send him to on loan, and a club that can accommodate his particular talents. Now, he does look exciting, very raw, very, very raw. And if you saw some of the academy games that City were posting online on YouTube and things you could watch, he does look raw, very raw. But he's only a kid, got a lot of learning to do. But if his brother then moves away and goes to Germany, how would he feel about that? Maybe he's single-minded and wants to just continue his own development. But I'm sure he probably likes having his brother close by to him. But we'll see what happens with Felix Nemecha. The other one is Ian Carlo Poveda, which we know he made his debut against Burton in the Carabao Cup. And he did all right. He made some great little tricky runs, if you remember rightly, and he moved out wide on the left. And looks a really, really interesting talent. Now, he spent most of the second half of last season training around the first team squad, so that can only have improved him. Training with the likes of Foden alongside the likes of David Silva and everyone else. But I think basically, opportunities are going to be very rare, slim, really, if I'm being honest. So it's going to be interesting what happens with him. We've also got Adria Banabi. He's another lost one. I mean, remember we did the video on him, was it? Must have been about 6 months ago, I think now. Banabi was looking like very, very exciting. He was the guy, the young kid who came from Barcelona. And also somebody mentioned on here about Tuazi. They basically claim that Tuazi and Banabi were possibly the two most eye-catching players in last season's FA Youth Cup run to the final. There's also, as we know, mentioned Eric Garcia is going to go with the City's first team next season. But also, the rumours are that Tommy Doyle, which would be great, be fantastic if he does, is also in line to be training around the first team squad next season. So, was that John Walters? I want to prioritise British players. Well, just mentioned there about Tommy Doyle, another. So, if Tommy Doyle gets a run around the first team squad, that'll be, or training around them. You never know, he might even be given the opportunity to, play some of the cup games, certainly against a lesser opposition, or at least be on the bench and get on and get some game time, because he does look some player. He looks really excellent. But they're claiming that the possibility of a loan move for Banabi and Tuazi, and that it could improve their game significantly. But again, when you've got two potential talents like that, the loan move, we've seen it with the likes of Barker and others. Mentioned Barker before, going off, and he went up to Scotland, and then he was playing for, who was it he played for? Was it Bradford or somebody? And it's just pitted out to nothing, and it's such a shame because they look so talented. So the loan move, we've seen players go to places. Look at my younger lad's mate, who plays for Liverpool, and he went out on loan to Sheffield United, and he basically he sat on the bench, and Klopp recalled him back as well. So it's you've got to be right. We've got to have something in the contracts that say you've got to play them, because otherwise you may as well just either stay with the CFA or sell them, move them on. So I'll be surprised if Banabi, I must admit, but you never know. Maybe City might send them abroad. Maybe they'll send them over to one of the feeder clubs for a bit more game time, because they're a year older now. And then the last one they talk about really is Claudio Gomez, which, as we know, we got him from PSG on a free. And he made 2 substitute appearances for the first team, basically 5 minutes worth. And I think the 5 minutes when he came on, he looked like a rabbit in the headlights. I mean, it was like, I mean, he's a baby. He looks tiny, too, slim, small build, and you could tell at the time he looked like a big baby playing in a man's game. So he's highly rated, absolutely highly rated, and certainly the PSG fans were going mental when we got him from PSG on a free. So maybe he'll be one that'll go on loan, because I'd be surprised if he's training around the first team squad, or whether he just stays and he continues his development at the CFA and see what happens. But who knows? Bobby Duncan can piss off. He's a Liverpool fan. He is, and he went. Definitely, he went back there. So not a lot you can do. Some you win, some you lose, and that's it. Big Chat says Joseph Peter, Tommy Doyle is Glenn Padden, Mike's grandson. Yeah, he's. Luciano heard Doyle being compared to Gerrard. Funnily enough, of course, Bobby Duncan, who used to play for our academy, is Gerrard's cousin, exactly. But yeah, I think even Pep Guardiola has come out and mentioned about Tommy Doyle and said that he's been very impressed with him last season. Looks like a proper leader, and I think I can remember seeing that wonder goal he scored, which was an absolute cracking strike from outside 20 yards, 25 yards out. So that'll be exciting, certainly to have a proper blue, like a Phil Foden, training around the first team squad. It can only help the development. I'm sure if he's given opportunities to potentially be on the bench in cup competitions and get 20 minutes, 25 minutes here and there, and then go back to the academy and play in the academy EDS teams, I'm sure he will do. But being around the first team squad is only going to help and accelerate his development. Whether he'll end up good enough and being a regular first teamer, we'll see. But it's good that Pep is giving the likes of these players. Luke Bolton, yeah, I mean, we've talked about Luke Bolton before. I mentioned it last week, 2 weeks ago. Another player that I think, if I'm being honest with you, I think Luke Bolton will see in the summer, on the summer tour. I think these players, the likes of Doyle, the likes of Garcia, the likes of Luke Bolton and others, I think we'll see those type of players in the upcoming summer tour. With the guy I mentioned earlier, the matches and the dates and things like that on the City Tour, I think we'll see these players, which will be really exciting to see them make that step up. We've seen the likes of Foden and other things and bits and pieces, but it'll be interesting to see some of these kids actually have a run out there and see what the difference is. They're not going to be playing against Premier League standard teams, but for the standard they play at in academy football, it's going to be interesting to see how they actually how they fare out there. So I think we'll see plenty of them. Tommy Doyle could be our delete. What's your Twitter? We'll give you a follow, Chris Barsley. It's at Aviation Blue. At Aviation Blue. Will your co-host the guitar get the elbow when your new show kicks off, or will he be on the conveyor belt? No, he's staying. I'll have to move him. Well, he'll have to go upstairs in my office when it gets done in a few weeks' time. Bobby Duncan is Steve G's nephew, so I was going to go to Liverpool. Yeah, he was always going to be. Good afternoon, Robert Oblondy. You're a bit late. We're going now. Hey, Andy, who's this that seven player we signed from Columbus Group 7 million? When did we sign him? The deal was done in January, and I think he's already been around the Etihad last week or the week before. And when we did the video, it was the other day, we were talking about it, saying, is he going to be the number 2? Is Muric going to be the one that misses out and goes on loan? Or is Bravo going to be the number 2 and will Stefan be the number 3 keeper? I can't see that happening. It wouldn't surprise me if, my own personal opinion, it wouldn't surprise me if Bravo is number 2 next season. Muric goes on loan, so does Stefan, and maybe Grimshaw stays around the squad. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if something like that happened. Or Stefan stays around for a year at City just to get used to the academy, the setup, and he is number 3 behind Bravo. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, Andy, been a wee bit busy, but we'll always watch back. No problem. That's absolutely fine. Anyway, must completely miss that transfer. Just found out when updating my document all top squads. Said he's expecting to go on loan for the upcoming season. I've seen it on One Football app a week or two ago. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise. I'd be very surprised. I really can't see. Would you trust Bravo after that injury? Who knows? I mean, and we know. I did it on a video about 4 weeks ago, 3, 4 weeks ago. He was training then, so you've only got to look at the squad, the City physios and everything, will know how he's fared since then and over the summer. And I think you will see him. You will see him in this summer tournament, this Asia Cup. I think you'll see him playing, and that'll give him another example of how fit he is and his movement and everything else. So, afternoon, Miserable York. Yeah, is it same everywhere, mate? Purple on the home kit. If all the those alleged ones that you see on Twitter and Instagram, if that's in fact true, then it looks like it. Pep is still here, I see. Yeah, I did. Roger Mitchell did get a tweet off me earlier asking him, "Where's my Blano official? His announcement." Free for the day now, so beer incoming, mass volumes. Therefore, it's safe to say I'm now happy, mate. Good. Enjoy your day. Didn't trust Bravo before the injury. I think we had on the forum, Martin. I think we had the thing about Bravo, me and you. I think Bravo will get one more season in the FA League. I agree with that. That's what I think it'll happen. I think Bravo will probably be the cup keeper. Couldn't agree more. Rather Andy play in goal. I'd fill the goal a little bit more than Bravo would. Pep is going nowhere. No, he's not. He's not going anywhere. Guerrero in talks with Getafe. Andy, really? Is that the... Oh, so I was wrong the other night. Yeah, he's not gone. Pep's still here. Yeah, nothing beats light blue and white. I agree. I totally am with you, Ocean Rage. I don't like any other colours on the home kit. Should just be blue and white, and that is it. Unless they use a traditional kit of yesteryear. Pep turned Juventus down for approaching Sarri. Well, listen, guys, I've run over by about 5 minutes. I didn't want that I wasn't going to do. So anyway, listen, Sandy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, you can watch this video back. Be back tomorrow, where I might have some news. I don't know yet, but hopefully, as soon as I can give you the news, I definitely will give it to you. I've got a couple of more things, an organisation I've got to do now for something that's happening tomorrow, and then if everything goes to plan, tomorrow or maybe Monday, when I'm in Germany, I'll be able to give you the announcement of what's happening in the future for Man City Fan TV. So really excited, but I've got to crack on. I've got other stuff I've got to do. I'm trying to prep for Germany next week, and also I'm having conference calls with with other people over these projects. So anyway, listen, have a wonderful weekend. Take care, whatever you're doing. Enjoy your kayaking, Kiam. Let's hope those orcas don't come anywhere near you, mate. And listen, we'll be back tomorrow at some point. And yeah, exciting times, absolutely exciting times, very exciting. Have a mighty weekend, you too, and enjoy those beers. And yeah, give it a thumbs up if you want to. And